Good morning, class.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone. So,
Good morning, sir.
before we begin, let us first have a prayer to be led by Miss Pamela. Okay, thank you so much for that, Miss Pamela. Thank you so much for leading our prayer for today, for enlightening us to the ways that we need to do and we must need to do. So, before we begin our topic, let us first kamusta each other. Let us first ask one another, how are you right now? How are you doing so far, Miss Abugadi?
I'm doing fine, sir. Thank you for
Okay,
asking.
that's very good to hear. What have you eaten in lunch?
Uh, Only breakfast, sir. I
Miss Abugadi?
had some hot chocolate and rice and egg.
Mm, oh my gosh. I'm craving right now, Miss Abugadi. How about you, Miss Nick Dow? How are you so far? I have heard the news that you're working, right?
Yeah. I'm doing great. I enjoy my work. At the same time, I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy our class.
Oh, that's very good to hear, Miss Nick Dow. And Miss Pamela for the last one. How are you
Thank you,
so
sir.
far? How was your day?
I just finished eating my lunch, sir.
That's very good to hear. I hope you full with the things that you have eaten. Okay, to begin our discussions for today, we will first have a motivational activity that I have prepared a while ago. So I have here multiple pictures that I will show to you so that you can identify what will be the idea behind that one and you will correlate one another. So the first one is this picture. Wait a minute. So I will be giving you 30 seconds and you will need to wrap up all the things that you have understood with this picture, okay? Thumbs up if you have understood what I have informed you. Okay. 30 seconds starts now, class. Okay, the next picture. Okay, and the last one. Are we good? Thumbs up if we are all
Yes,
good.
sir.
If you finish wrapping up all the things that you need to do. Okay, great. So, I'll be asking Miss Palma, how did you understood these pictures that I have presented?
So the first picture, the two people are arguing about. I mean, there is an idea, and the two people are arguing about it. Yeah, and the second picture is about two opposing teams. There is two groups wherein they have the exact opposite ideas, and the last picture is that there is a misunderstanding about something. That's it, sir.
Oh, thank you so much. How about you, Miss Pamil? How did you understand this one?
I think it's about how some people have problems with each other and how their
Mm-hmm.
ideas are against each other, something like that.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and ideas. But let me just ask you, Miss Nick Dow, have you experienced having problems with your workmates or with your family or maybe your friend? Have you experienced problems with them or conflict?
Yes, sir. With my friend.
Mhm.
I don't want to
Okay.
drop his
Can you
name.
share that? Okay,
Sorry.
that's all right. That's all right. Can you just share something about that conflict?
We have a misunderstanding before the lockdown. But we're good now.
Okay. Oh, that's how did you resolve your problem with him or her?
I don't know. We just miss each other and we chat, and then we're good now.
Oh, that's very good to hear, Miss Nick Dao.
Because we're
So moving
friends.
forward, oh, that's nice. That's what friends are for. Even though
Yes,
you
sir.
don't talk with each other, the moment that you miss one another, you will be, you will find yourself missing that one another, and then you will just chat with one another, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much for all the information that you had shared with our class today. So moving forward, our lesson for today is about conflict, mainly its meaning and its type. And at the latter part of our discussion, I will be presenting or I will be discussing the importance of resolving the problems or the conflict in a non-violent way. Okay? So to start with the meaning of conflict, please read it aloud, Miss Palma.
Okay, so what is conflict? So in literature, a conflict is a literary device characterized by a struggle between two opposing forces. Conflict provides crucial tension in any story and is used to drive the narrative forward. It is often used to reveal a deeper meaning in a narrative while highlighting characters' motivations, values, and weaknesses.
Okay, thank you so much for reading it aloud. And conflict simply means a literary device that is characterized by struggle between two opposing forces. So there are practically two opposing forces that contradicts one another, and that forms conflict inside a narrative or mainly in a short story. And it is not only applicable in a short story or in a narrative that we are reading. It is also applicable in our life scenario, in real life scenario, like just what just happened in Miss Nick Dow's story. So it is a very crucial thing, meaning when we say crucial, it is very important in a certain narrative because it serves as a driving force that leads to the importance of reading that narrative. And having that conflict is a main thing because you can learn a lot in how to resolve that conflict. And also, it is important because without conflict, a short story or a narrative will be boring. So, given the fact that a conflict is very crucial in a narrative, it has four main categories, which is subdivided into main types: the internal conflict and the external conflict. So, can you read internal conflict, Miss Nick Dow?
Internal conflict is when a character struggles with their own opposing desires or beliefs. Man versus himself. Basahin pa yun? Carl
Yeah, you must
Fredricksen
read it.
in the movie Up for One More Day by Mitch Albom.
Thank you so much, Miss Nick Dao. So, internal conflict simply means it is a battle within internal self or internally within oneself inside. So, basically, the persona or a character is struggling or psychologically. So, one example that I have found in here is the recent video that I have watched is about the movie Up. Carl Fredrickson in this movie is struggling personally. Who among you class here have read or have watched the movie Up? Raise your hand so that I can see who have watched this. Anyone? Anyone? Okay, two participants have raised their hand. I believe Miss Pamela have raised her hand. What can you say about the problem here of Carl Fredrickson? Can you further elaborate this one, Miss Pamela?
Um, the character of Carl in the movie Up is somehow struggling to to have problems with himself because he likes to to make his wife's dream come true.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing, Miss Pamel. Yeah, Miss Pamel is right because Carl starts in the movie lonely, insular, and grumpy. This state set off by the death of his long-term wife, wherein he wasn't able to fulfill the dream of his wife until the very moment of his wife in this world. And then he meets Russell, which reminds him of his past, his childhood, that she was a traveler, an adventurous one. And here comes the problem of Carl, which he was struggling within himself because he to fulfill the dream of his wife. Okay? Do you also have other examples about internal conflict or simplicity? Anyone? I believe no one. Let's move forward to another example. For One More Day, this album is really great in doing novels. For instance, the One More Day, the character here, Chick, is struggling himself because of different scenarios in life because her daughter passed away as he was separated by her family. Basically, the wife of Chick was separated by her because he was an alcoholic man. And right after that one, he wanted to commit suicide. And the latter part of it, you can see there how the character struggles with himself. Okay? Understand, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So moving forward, the next one category that we have in here is the external conflict. I will be reading this one. It is a set of character against something or someone beyond their control. External forces stand in a way of character's motivation and create tension as the his character tries to reach their goals. Okay, one thing in here is the man versus man. This is a very common type of conflict that we can see in a narrative because one character, the needs of him or her or wants are at odds with another. So example here is Beowulf battles with Grendel and Darna as well. So when we say man versus man, there is a physical man versus a physical man, again struggles or opposing with one another. Battle with Grendel, especially Beowulf, tries to defeat Grendel with his bare hand so that we can see there Beowulf versus Grendel is a man versus man. And then Darna here is the protagonist in the certain story battles with Valentina, which is a girl with snake hair. Okay, that man versus man simply is a battle between a physical man and another man. Okay, do you understand that, class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for confirming. And the next one that we have here is man versus nature or environment. In a nature conflict, a character is set in opposition to nature. This can mean the weather, the wilderness, or a natural disaster. One thing that I can hear that I have here, an example is Lost in the Jungle story by Ginsberg. So this story in 1981, the author set out with three other travelers into the heart of the Amazon rainforest on what was to be a dream adventure. The foursome's quest soon fell to pieces as they become hopelessly lost in the dense forest. So, class, when you were lost in the dense forest, what will you do? Um, there is a mere fact that you cannot go get out with that forest because you don't know what to do. So in this story, they are struggling to get out of the jungle. And this is clearly an example of man versus nature because the setting is in the Amazon rainforest and they have nothing there. They do not have map, knife, or a survival training so that they can get out of that one. And that seems to be the conflict there. They are very hopeless in finding the way out of that jungle because they are simply lost. So the next one that we have here is man versus society. A character versus society conflict is an external conflict that occurs in literature when the protagonist is placed in the opposition with society, the government, or a cultural tradition or societal norm of some kind. Characters may be motivated to take action against their society by a need to survive, a moral sense of right or wrong, and a desire for happiness, freedom, justice, and love. One example here is the Hatchback of Notre Dame. Do you know this story, class? Do you know the
Yes,
story?
sir.
Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Can you? Who said that? Who have read this one? Miss, I believe Miss Palma.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Miss Palma, can you explain what happened in this story?
Actually, as far as I remember, there is a man, a hunchback man, and he was pinahiya in public in front of the Notre Dame, and people were throwing tomatoes and stuffs to him. But I don't know. I actually forgot the entire story, but that's the highlight of it. The hunchback was um pinahiya
Oh,
by other.
thank you so much. Mhm. Thank you so much for that information. Yeah. In
Sir, you're on mute.
Okay, I'm very sorry for what happened a while ago. I have just some technical issues here in my end, but I was able to um fix that one. But are you still with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
thank you so much. So the last one that we have here is the man versus society, and one example that I have provide is Hunchback of Notre Dame. So just what like Miss Palma have stated, it was all about a man who was being discriminated and degraded by other people because he was this what we call pangit because he is Cuba. You know Cuba class?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. He was Cuba and he has this very ugly face. That is why he was discriminated by other people. So by that means, man versus society is seen in this story because he was being discriminated by the whole society itself because he was ugly. He does not fit in the society. Okay, do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So, given the fact that we have discussed four different categories of conflict, you in your real life scenario, do you have experience or do you have this kind of experience that you have been opposed with nature, with the society, or within yourself? Do you have these experiences? Can you share it in our class? Let's begin with Miss Abogadi. I guess you're sleeping because I can see you in your camera is off. Yes, Miss Abogadi, can you share
What's
with
the question again, sir? I'm sorry.
you're not listening, Miss Abogadi. I have said a while ago that I have discuss the types or the categories of conflict. So, with this four, do you have experiences that is related with this four or just one type?
The internal conflict.
Oh, what about that? Can you further elaborate?
Uh, I always have this. Actually, I think we all have this, the conflict in ourselves. We have a
Oh,
silent battles that we, especially nowadays that we are in pandemic, we have some silent battles. Yeah, that's all, sir.
yeah. I really understand what you are feeling right now. I really understand your situation because all of that feel that way. In fact, I have encountered that one last week because I have this personal problem that I need to face within myself, and I don't know what to do because I don't want to share it with my friends, with other people, so I keep on battling that one in my end. But fortunately, I was able to fix that one without the help of other people. And I was so very happy with that one. And the one thing here in what do you call this, in internal conflict, you don't just proceed on ending your life if you have internal conflict within yourself. If you're battling with your personal conflict, don't ever surrender your life because life is very fun, right? Life is full of mystery, and it is very happy to live
Yes.
in this world even though you face a lot of problems, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how
I hope
about you,
you're
Miss?
okay, sir.
Yeah, I'm very okay. I'm very much okay, and I'm very happy with what I'm doing right now. I just want to share my experience last week so that you can learn a lot from me. It's not all about the lessons. We must share our experiences in real life, right? So, Miss Pamela, can you share something in front of the class?
About any types of conflict, sir.
Yeah, any type.
I think that would be about man versus nature.
Uh huh.
Especially, we all experience this during rainy seasons.
Mm-hmm.
The typhoons, the floods, and etc. It's especially in our area. It is a flood-prone area, so we have a conflict with nature every time it happens.
Okay, that's very saddening to hear. I believe you're currently residing at Quezon City, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How was your mayor there?
Um.
What's the plan
Sh
for mayor?
I think she's kind of I don't know. I don't want to comment, sir.
Okay,
It's
I
politics.
understand. Yeah, okay, that's acceptable. So, um the last one, can I just talk to Miss Nick Dow? Do you have any conflict within yourself right now as of this very moment?
Same as Teresa.
Mm-hmm. What about that?
Um, just like what she said, we have we have our own battles that, yeah, we have our own struggles every day, and we don't want that to share with others, because for me, I know that I am not the only person who have experiencing that, and I don't want other people to, I don't
To
want to bother other people with regards to my problem. That's why I am battling this with myself. And I know I can conquer that. And
okay.
I will.
Yeah. We are all conquerors here. Do you believe that?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay, given the fact that you have understood all the conflict or all the categories with regards to conflict, so I will now move forward to, um, wait a minute, to explaining the importance of the importance of battling with this one or resolving this one in a non-violent way. Why do you think there is a need for us to battle or to resolve things or conflict in a non-violent way? When we say non-violent, without the use of
Physical
um
attachment.
yeah, without the use of physical forces like pambubugbog, you know that.
Because not
Oh,
everyone is nadadala sa pananakit.
yeah. Mm-hmm. And then it is very great that we people should indulge ourselves into resolving our conflict or different conflict in a non-violent way. Because
Yes.
one main thing that I have here is communication. When you are good in communicating with other people, when you know the root cause of the problem, then you start communicating with that one to resolve the problem, then there will be no problem at all. Right? Do you get what I'm pointing about?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Mhm. The importance of communication, of speaking with other people so that you can know the opinion of others, you can know the thoughts of them, you can know where are they coming from, and that is what I have learned in call center when I worked before in call center. Yeah, I have experienced a lot of people who were having this conflict within the company that I am working. And then what I did is that I start communicating with them. I don't just follow the what they call it, the protocol of handling the call. I just communicate with them. I just what do you call it? I just understand what they are feeling, you know, that so that you can resolve the
Yes, sir.
conflict with the customer that you're handling. And Miss Nick, Dow, I know that you're a call center agent. How do you
Yes.
handle calls? How do you, can you share with the class the type of conflict or the problems of your customers?
Their problems,
Yeah, the usual call drivers. You know that?
because the usual call that I have received is with regards to having a financial hardship because of COVID-19. And sometimes, as much as I wanted to help them, but sometimes there's no other way to move their payment or skip their payment. And I feel so sad about that. I was just like, if I have a lot of money, I will help you to pay for that, something like that.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for sharing. That's very good to hear. And I like your voice or the spontaneity. You're very spontaneous in speaking, Miss Nick Dow. I am really glad that you have learned a lot in your work. And I
Yes,
really
sir.
hope that you can carry the load of academics and your workloads, okay?
Thank you,
Just keep
sir.
on pushing and God will do the rest, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So I just want to reiterate things like just want to give emphasis on the importance of understanding the conflict first before giving resolutions to this one, because many people are into just resolving the conflict without knowing what the conflict is. You understand that?
Yes, sometimes we are having a hard time to understand the conflict. That's why.
Okay, yeah, because we people find it hard to understand or to resolve the problem because at first glance they do not know what the conflict is. So my piece of advice that I will be leaving before ending this discussion is that to know first what is the conflict all about so that you can proceed on resolving the problem. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. And I guess we're running out of time because I have a lot of things to say because I'm very glad that I have met you all people. I am very glad that I have that we have seen each other. So I will be just posting the activity for today in our Google Classroom. Okay, will that be fine for you all?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Is there any question, clarification that you would like to raise before ending this discussion?
No, sir.
No?
Sir, is there any assignments?
Yeah, I will be posting our assignment in our Google Classroom. And the due date for that one, I guess, is next week before our next class. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Thank you so
sir.
Thank you,
much.
sir.
You're very
Thank
much
you,
welcome.
sir.
Jose. Thank you for
Thank
attending
you,
our
sir.
class today. And goodbye. Keep safe, okay?
Goodbye, sir.
Bye,
Goodbye,
sir.
sir.
Bye, class.